What's up, YouTube? Era212 here with another video. What time is it? It's that time. It's time for the back nine. What are we going to talk about today? Video game covers and video game related books. All right, as you heard, this topic is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of video games have transferred over into movies and comic books. Not too many have been successful in the movie realm, but some have had some minor success, and there's a few that have been bigger ones. Sonic the Hedgehog being one of those. I mean, look at the numbers that movie has done with a new generation of kids for a system really that doesn't exist anymore, But let's have some fun with this one. I think this is a really good topic, and let's see what the guys at the back nine have to say today. With the market cooling off overall, I want to dedicate the back nine to investors and also collectors. We often try to pick up under the radar, but some books we still see value in even though the price is still high. That being said, 8 Billion Genies, #1, Mario Bird City, is still retaining value, and it put a spotlight on other video covers and video game key books. I think we are still at the beginning of the video game comic game, and lots can still be bought for collector's prices. If you want to gamble, we still got picks that are good spec, just the buy-ins are high. If you have any suggestions on any video game related comic homage or keys, please let us know in the comments. And yes, absolutely, go to my Ben C's website, the CBSI. Just nothing but great information on there. I'm going to put a link in the description. Also, my man Phil from Vintage Comics and Toys, super guy who compiles all of this information. Both of those guys are great vendors on Whatnot. Speaking about Whatnot, this Tuesday, Tack On Tuesday, myself, Barry Gary, and Davis Ryder are going to be bringing a Silver Age Bonanza. So bookmark it. If you're not set up for Whatnot, I'm going to leave a link in the description, which will get you 10% off on your first purchase if you use that code. Silver Age goodness, you know what we bring. It's going to be a lot of fun. But you know what? Let's see what the first pick is, because I think this one here is going to be a good one. All right, so Topher goes with Blip #1, the newsstand. It's the first Pac-Man. Pac-Man is coming on the screen, and him and Miss Pac-Man are classic arcade heroes. You can't underestimate what Miss Pac-Man meant to a generation of kids, and then Miss Pac-Man to a generation of girls. It's the first female lead that gets her own video game. And you know how many quarters kids were spending on this stuff? You have tabletop games to this. You have the 1-Up. I mean, it just never ends. Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man themselves are just icons that will probably go on forever. I didn't know there was a movie coming. That should be interesting to see what it comes out. Let's take a look at the next pick. So Jack Cornblack goes with Spider-Geddon #0, the negative space cover grab. The Spider-Verse sequels are expected to have 240 plus characters running around. Investing in characters like PS4 Spider-Man, whose distinct costume can easily be identified in a crowd, is a good strategy when deciding which Spider characters to invest in. Furthermore, the synergy for Sony is just too great to pass up. Adding PS4 Spidey to the movies is such an easy way to promote both the movie and the game. Finally, negative space covers are always popular with speculators, so the book is unlikely to lose value and has a really great shot and gain value. So this, what I think is a gorgeous John Tyler Christopher Negative Space, is a book that I always search out, and I will buy at the right price. It keeps going up. This is a book to actually look out for. Jack made a really good pick here. I like this book a lot. Now we're going to go Peter Renner's pick, which is Mega Man Master Mix #1, Days of Future Past homage. It's an homage cover. I finally got this one back in my collection, but I love Mega Man Master Mix #1. It's the 1 in 10. Mega Man, another big video game series. I believe there was a cartoon series on it also, but I didn't know there was a Days of Future Past. That's pretty cool, actually. Peter Renner goes with Superior Foes of Spider-Man #1. It's the 8-bit variant homage cover. I hate to hop more on Mega Man, but the homage on a Marvel book is killer. I like this. I like this a lot, man. This Superior Foes, the 8-bit, good stuff, man. It just brings you back to your youth when you're playing like Mike Tyson Punch Out, Knockout, or Tecmo Bowl, and all those other 8-bit games that were just, legendary. Now, Peter Renner goes with a gorgeous cover here. He goes with Castlevania, the Belmont Legacy #1 homage cover. Another Wolverine homage, and I really think it's good time to get this one while the masses are distracted on the other comics to spec or collect. That's always the time to get them, as Pete says here, is when everybody's going for one thing, start looking at other things that the flock is not looking to get. You might find yourself a nice little deal there sometimes that way. Now, Chris Nelms goes with a classic. This is just a gorgeous cover. This is Uncharted #1 cover grab. He's calling it a cover grab. This is a tough book to find in the wild. The movie was not received well, but some heat is off the book. But it's still an epic cover by Adam Hughes. It's Adam Hughes' goodness when he was doing everything right. He's back again. He's been bringing out some great covers again. I saw the movie. The game was actually good. This is a really good video game. And I'm not a big gamer, not like some people are, but I enjoyed this game. I watched the movie recently, and it wasn't bad. I know it wasn't what everybody expected, but it wasn't bad. I'm a fan of Tom Holland, so I liked it. I didn't care for Mark Wahlberg in the movie as much, but it was definitely watchable. Chris Nelms goes with a great spec right here. God of War #1. I like the CGC and raw prices on this book. There's tons of fandom over God of War, and the comic itself, I think, is full of nostalgic appeal. I remember this game coming out, and it was given to my son, and this thing was played in my house non-stop. Graphics were great on it. The gameplay was great on it. Just a good game overall. I think this will transfer over to a movie very well. Maybe even a series probably would be better. Something on a streaming service. Now, Sergio's pick is The Last of Us: American Dreams #1, First Ellie. My pick is issue #1, first printing of a comic based on the highly popular and critically acclaimed Sony video game series, The Last of Us. This comic is fetching some bread at the moment, but with the upcoming HBO Max show approaching, I can see it going for a bit more than what people are asking for it now. I remember seeing, because this is a game I did not play, but I remember seeing the trailer to that, and my son was like, if you really want to see something good about video games, watch this. And he put it on YouTube for me. And I just sat there in awe watching this because it hooked me. So I could see why that game was so huge and so popular. If the series in HBO does a good job with it, is anything like that game, it's going to be a big, big success for them. I see big things for that series if it's done right. Steve Horn goes with Sonic #1, the promo. It's the first Sonic. I like the Sonic #1 promo mini comic with the glossy cover, which is the first Sonic in a comic. Sonic has defied the odds, making the jump from the flagship character of a defunct console line to a movie star for a new generation of kids. In addition, he has multiple ongoing comic series, including one that went for nearly 300 issues and built an entire mythology cast of characters, etc. around Sonic. Who could have predicted this? I got to tell you, Steve, no one. I remember Sonic, the game, when it first came out, and it was a craze, but to think that it's had multiple movies now, and you've got somebody like Jim Carrey playing the villain in these movies, and it's transcended over to a generation of kids who did not play the game. That's amazing. You know what? Kudos to the people who are marketing that, and just the legacy of a good character. Now, Phil goes with Spider-Man City at War #5, the 8-bit variant homage cover. There is not speculation on PS4 Spider-Man, but people are loving the Super Mario Brother homages. Here's a different take on Super Mario Brother homage, a cool one for the PC if you're a Mario junkie. And is Super Mario not probably the most iconic character of all time when it comes to video games? I would say so. So that's the picks from the guys in the back nine, and they did a great job. There were some really good books. I learned some stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave comments down below on what your favorite video game books or video game related books are. And that way we could share with the community. And then I'm going to show you mine. But before I show you my pick, I just want to say shout out to my man, Emerald Knight, because he brought this book to my attention. And we had a good conversation about this game. It was pretty interesting. And it brought back a lot of good memories, And that's that's why we do this stuff sometimes, just, nostalgia. So I'm going to go with Dragon's Lair #1. This classic game was trend-setting in its day and is rumored to be brought to Netflix with Ryan Reynolds as the name attached to the project. It was the first game that had your decisions decide your destiny in that game. That book, which I didn't know existed, I didn't follow video game books like that, is a pricey book in a 9.8. But there's a variant that goes for almost $1,000. So if you're ever in the wild, see the Dragon's Lair #1. I believe it came out in 2003. Take a look at that book. That's the variant right there. And think about that game. I mean, I remember the graphics on that game were amazing because I believe they were Blu-ray before everybody else had stepped it up. So the graphics were so much better. It was on a big console and the lines were huge in the arcades. I believe it was like $1 when everything else was 25 cents. That game was like $1. So, but your decision making took you to a path, and if you made the wrong decision, boom, your game was over. It was interesting. The concept was great. Story was great because it had a real good story to it. And it was a lot of fun. And that's what it was all about, having some fun, right? So, hope you guys had fun with this video. And check out these videos because there's always great content in these. And until my next one, peace.